Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe. Also give this video a thumbs up. For today's video, as you read by the title, we are going to talk about the time we had to call the police on a client. It's pretty scary at that time, so let's actually jump into the story. Alright guys, so this happened 2 years ago. Pretty much it was a Saturday, a very typical Saturday. It was, I would say, a lot slower than normal, and there was this one client who, you know, he's known to have an attitude, and I happened to pick up the phone when he called. He begins to tell me his dog is really sick and he has to come in right away. And you know, like, I was like, okay, fine, that's all right, come in. And obviously I wasn't too keen of him because of his attitude, so I was not looking forward to seeing him when he entered. So about like 15 minutes or so, he shows up with carrying his dog, because it was a little dog, and you know, he demanded to see the doctor like right away. So we're like, okay. We ended up taking him to the treatment room so the doctor could like stabilize his pet, because he was doing really bad. So the doctor mentioned, like, you know, let's do blood work and see exactly what's going on. This man would often like decline blood work. He never wanted to do blood work. Not sure the reason for it, but he just didn't want to do it. And you know guys, it's very important to do blood work routinely for your pet, so that way you don't, you know, miss anything. So you know what's going internally on with your pet. You don't want to find out that your pet has cancer, liver failure, kidney failure, anything like that. You want to know, you know what I mean? So pretty much his dog was getting worse by the minute. The doctor ended up giving him an injection, and it wasn't making him any better. All of a sudden, it happened, guys. The dog died. And this guy went berserk. Like, he kept yelling at the doctor, save him, you know, and the doctor did all he could. You know, he tried really hard to resuscitate the dog, and it was just not working. So he started to get even more hostile and angry. Like, he started slamming, like, we had cages there in the treatment area, so he's slamming doors, he's throwing things. Mind you, you know, I'm pretty sure the doctor was scared out of his mind to deal with like a lunatic. Like, it's, you know, we understand what it is like, you know, losing a pet. It's devastating, you know, all of us lost pets. But the thing is, the way he went about it was just insane. So, you know, I was telling my coworkers, like, you know, we were all talking and we were like thinking, like, maybe we should call the police. Because you don't know, you know, you never know in people's state of minds what they're thinking. You don't know if this man has a gun, a knife. You just don't know his state of mind. We have sharp objects in the treatment room. He could easily grab a syringe, hurt somebody, you know. You just don't know. So pretty much, like, my other coworkers, like, well, my one coworker, she thought we were like, you know, like blowing things out of proportion. She's like, you know, you guys are taking this too serious, like, you know, it's not that big of a deal. But it was, because then he started like trying to throw things at the doctor, because one of my other coworkers caught him when she went back there to check on him. Because I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, we left our doctor with this crazy guy. So, you know, she did stop him from throwing something at him. He did damage a few things from this whole, you know, scene, and we went ahead and we called the cops. We told the police, you know, we just have a client here who's really upset. He's throwing things, he's slamming things, you know, we're not sure what his mentality, like what his capability is. So finally, one cop shows up. After he shows up, another one shows up. We point them to the direction of where all this is going on, and you can hear the guy screaming, and he's screaming at the cops, and he's like, I'm gonna fuck you up, bring all your boys, I don't care, I'll fuck everybody up. Like, he was going insane. Like, dude, what the hell? Like, this is really not that serious I mean, it is, but it's like his reaction was just out of, like, you know, out of the world. So all of a sudden, more cops show up, and they're trying to diffuse the situation, trying to calm him down. So we're here talking to a sergeant. He's trying to get all of our statements. And luckily, for some odd reason, it was slow that day. Like, it was so freaking slow, which is so uncommon because on Saturdays it gets busy. Even our phone lines will be ringing off the hook, and we didn't get no phone calls. But we did have to call our boss and our supervisor to come in, because, you know, that's what they have to do. They have to come and check out what's going on, because now we have the police involved. And, you know, it was just so crazy. The cop did ask us if we feel comfortable, you know, escorting him through our back area, because we honestly didn't want to even look at him. Like, we were like, yeah, please escort him out back. So they ended up doing that. I see him at his vehicle, and, you know, he seems like a little calm, but you can tell he was really irritated. And, you know, it was just so crazy of a situation, because I would have never thought we had to call the police at an animal hospital on a client. Like, where does that happen? You know what I mean? So after all this happened, he got banned from ever entering our, you know, facility. And also he was banned. He cannot make any contact with us. He can't email any, like, you know, the doctor or anything like that. And he cannot call. Like, he has to have somebody call for him. And pretty much he did have someone who would call, and this woman would always like talk like, oh my gosh, he really loved his dog, and like she would tell me all these freaking stories. And it's like, I don't care, like, you know, that's not my business. And it was just really odd. Like, I just thought the whole thing was odd. And then finally, you know, they did decide to cremate the remains of the dog. And guys, till this day, it happened 2 years ago, he has not picked up the remains of his pet. It's like, you know, you claim you loved your dog so much, and how come you didn't have someone pick up his remains? So they're like literally still sitting in the shelf at my job. And it's just, you know, it's crazy. Like, guys, please, if you really care about your pet, take him to the vet routinely. Do it once a year. You know, like, get it out the way. Make sure your pet is nice and healthy, because you don't want to go through, you know, the pain or the heartache of having to lose your pet and not knowing the cause of death. Like, that sucks. And at least, you know, if your pet is sick, at least you can treat it. You know, it may not cure them completely, but at least you can help them. So that concludes our video for today. If you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Until next time, guys. Bye.